Hello one and all, welcome to a Galaxy Man Show here. So basically last night I saw Toy Story 4 in cinemas with my mum, and basically what I have to say about Toy Story, this is going to be a bit of a review of Toy Story 4, so a bit of a non-spoiler kind of review of Toy Story 4. So here we go. So Toy Story 4 starts off with like a backstory, so like a flashback with how Bo Peep goes basically to a different owner, to an antique store basically. So I loved the whole flashback with Bo Peep, and basically Woody doesn't want Bo Peep to basically leave, and basically Bo Peep ends up leaving Woody and the gang to go to this antique store, which I really enjoyed about that. Like I really liked that whole scene with how it was like a flashback scene, but it was like a really cool flashback scene. How it starts off with RC, the car from from Toy Story 1, how basically RC is basically trapped in like, well, basically it was pouring down rain, and basically the toys had to save RC from basically getting like going down the drain basically. Because RC was stuck outside still. And so basically Woody was on a mission to save RC. And then basically Bo Peep was actually getting sold to this basically antique store basically. Like she was going to a different owner to basically get sold to this antique store. So I loved the whole flashback scene with that and the RC and stuff, which I really enjoyed that. Um, I love how basically then it goes to Bonnie and the whole Bonnie storyline and stuff, and like you see a flashback with Andy playing with like Woody and all that stuff, and then basically the song "You've Got a Friend in Me" is playing, which I really love. That like that moment was amazing, so I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed seeing the scene where Andy gives his toys to Bonnie, the little girl, as you basically saw in the number 3 when Andy gave his toys to Bonnie. So I really enjoyed that moment, seeing like a flashback scene of that. And then you basically go on to Bonnie's basically story. And basically, I love how basically it's like a great, like Toy Story 4 was so brilliantly well done. Um, I really enjoyed it. Uh, there was like a lot of great moments in Toy Story 4. How basically, basically Bonnie made this like spork called Sporky in her class because she wasn't allowed to take toys to school. So basically, Woody snuck in her backpack and basically got this like started chucking this like fork and like things at like on like the table that Bonnie was sitting at, and basically Bonnie started making her own toy, and it ended up as Sporky. So I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed how basically when Woody announced to the gang, "Hey, Bonnie made a friend in class." No, like literally made a friend in class. He gets Sporky out, and basically all Sporky wants to do is go back into the trash can because he was from the trash originally. So I really enjoyed that, how Sporky kept on wanting to always go to the trash bins and stuff, and Woody had to try and get him out of the trash bins and everything. In like the whole movie, in a way, in like only like the middle kind of parts, like that's when Sporky wanted to like basically go into the bins and everything because he was from the trash, and that's why he was wanting to go into the trash bins and stuff, which was hilarious moments with between Sporky and Woody, with the whole moments between them. So I really enjoyed that. Um, I really enjoyed like the whole when Buzz when they're at this like fair, and basically Buzz meets Ducky and Bunny. Oh my god, those two are the greatest characters ever in Toy Story 4. I really enjoyed their moments with Buzz. They had hilarious moments. I like how basically Ducky was actually kicking Buzz's head in one of the scenes, and like when they were like basically clipped up and like trapped basically. So I've really enjoyed that those moments between Buzz, Ducky, and Bunny. Those were great moments. And I really enjoyed when Bo Peep and Woody finally came together again. Like basically, he met Bo Peep in this playground in one of the scenes, and basically he finally meets Bo Peep. That was like the greatest moment when Woody finally meets Bo Peep again. Uh, it's just this whole movie had so much great scenes and like moments to this movie for Toy Story 4 for like hope maybe it's the last, I don't know, but they did leave like the door open at the very end. I will get to the very end soon, at the end of this review. But man, Toy Story 4 was so amazing how it started off. I love basically Bo Peep's friend Gigi. It's like Gigi or Jiggy or something like that. She was really awesome. And basically, like she always stuck by Bo Peep, and basically Bo Peep told Gigi basically stories about like Woody back in the day and stuff. So I really enjoyed those, like that moment. I really enjoyed basically the whole when basically Woody stumbles upon the antique store with Forky. Um, Basically, when they enter the antique store, they encounter this like doll, and these porcelain dolls. Oh my god, the porcelain dolls were incredible. Of like the moments with the porcelain dolls, creepy moments. There are some creepy moments with the porcelain dolls that you'll be like, oh wow, great creepy moments. Um, so when basically Woody and Sporky end up in the antique store, they bump into this basically doll with basically with basically a broken like a broken voice box, and basically all she wants is to be loved and basically nurtured, and she just wants an owner. And basically, when she stumbles across Woody, Woody has the right voice box for her. And basically, all she wants is Woody's voice box. So I really enjoyed the moments between Woody and Gabby, because they kind of share the same interest, share the same kind of interests and stuff in like basically wanting to be loved. So I really enjoyed that. She was like she wasn't really, let's just say she was like the whole like a bit of the villain in the movie, but she wasn't really a villain. I didn't really see her as a villain in the movie. I felt like she was someone wanting to be loved instead of a villain. Like you did feel for her at times. So I really enjoyed that. Uh, and I love the whole moment when basically uh, like Gabby basically saw this like girl that was like basically lost in one scene, and basically she ended up helping out this lost girl by basically when the little lost girl finds Gabby, basically they she picks her up, and she basically goes to this like security guard, and the security guard basically takes her, like the homeless girl and Gabby, to the parents. So I really enjoyed that moment. I really enjoyed the moments between the whole gang and Woody and Buzz. Uh, Such great moments in this movie. Like this, like Toy Story 4 was a great ending to this franchise. I hope like that. It's pretty obvious that they'll probably maybe do more with Toy Story, but without. I'm gonna say this like without Woody, because they ended it off with Woody leaving the game for Bo Peep. Um, in the very ending, spoiler alert, if anyone hasn't seen the movie yet, Woody does leave at the very end to be with Bo Peep, and it's such a great moment where you see friends have aligned and now friends are parting, and it's just so incredible. I love the character Kaboom, the guy on the bike, the character on the bike. He's a really interesting character. Um, and I just love all the moments in Toy Story 4. There was such like great moments. There was such like moments where you feel for these characters and stuff, and it's just so incredible. So thank you one and all for tuning into my Toy Story 4 review. I really enjoyed it. I would probably rate Toy Story 4, as I said, um, a 10 out of 10. It's worth this 10 out of 10 because it sets up, yes, it sets up a door opening for maybe Toy Story to come back in the future, give or take. Uh, but overall, Tim Allen and Tom Hanks as Woody and Buzz and the other cast members for Toy Story have done so amazing. Bringing Toy Story to life with this trilogy, with number one, number two, number three, and now number four. And what can I say? Brilliant, brilliant movies. I would probably have to, in order, I would probably have to say the best, in order, out of the best movies, I would probably have to say for me is number one, number three, number four, and number two. So yeah, those are my orders that I really like the Toy Stories in. And yeah, thank you one and all, as I said before, and bye for now.